Hey folks, hope you're alright today. Got a few bits to chat through, but first up, let's we dive into the fan media session the new Celtic signing, Ross Doohan. That went ahead this past Tuesday, and I reckon a lot of you might not have seen it yet, so let me run you through the highlights. First off, someone asked Ross what drove him back to Celtic, given he left quite a few years ago. He said at the time he needed to get out there and play regularly to develop, tack on experience. It was the right move then, but since those days he's grown a lot. Matured both on and off the pitch, he made it clear he's absolutely buzzing. Ty be back. They then moved on. Ty asked how he saw his role fit within the keeper hierarchy. How does he see working Joe Hart and the likes of Kasper Schmeichel under Brendan Rodgers? Ross said he's coming to work hard and make his case. He doesn't just want to train, he wants to earn game time and show he can push on. Fair to say, he's keen to knock on that door. When discussing his time at Ayr United and Aberdeen that followed his departure, he reflected that those spells really shaped him. He's grateful for the experience, even if it had highs and lows, as it helped bring him back to Celtic, and hearing that call to return, he said, triggered absolute joy, felt like a no-brainer. Next, we heard about his international debut for Scotland, Ty boot. That came out the blue, while he was on holiday, and not long after, he got his first cap. Then got the news he was signing for Celtic. He described it as a whirlwind few weeks, proper amazing. Talking about those new teammates he faced last season, he spilled that what stood out to him was mindset. They're ruthless, they want to play football at pace, tempo, it's a top-tier operation. And he's itching to get fully involved. The mood shifted a bit when they covered that heartfelt moment. Remembering the passing of Lisbon Lion John Kennedy, Ross shared how he'd often see him around Lennoxtown back in his first stint. Always a familiar figure, a massive part of the club, and obviously he'll be sorely missed. Heartfelt stuff, reflecting on the legacy of those who came before. They went deeper about how living and playing in England shaped him. Ross said that was a big leap, forged resilience, discipline, responsibility. He's grown a lot. Matured as a person and a player. He said he wouldn't change a thing, even the tough times. All roads led him here, back to where he belonged. There was a question about the keeper's role in a modern, possession-based side. Brendan Rodgers wants keepers to be part of the build bossing. That transition from defense into attack, Ross affirmed he's fully bought in. He wants to learn constantly, never to old or established to keep improving. Finally, the interview took a personal angle, how it feels to return, how much has changed. Ross said the setups evolved, the training ground, the dressing room layout, but the familiar faces give him that sense of homecoming. Walking in that doorway felt just right. He's genuinely excited to get stuck in week in, week out. And that wraps up Ross Doohan's media check-in, a blend of heartfelt, honest steps on his journey back to Celtic, mixing ambition with gratitude, and building confidence without losing humility. Now let's switch gears to our next topic, Alistair Johnston. So let's move on to another key figure that's been making waves, Alistair Johnston. Now, a lot's been said about his recent form, his fitness, and that break he had. But we finally got clarity thanks to an interview he gave to One Soccer, a Canadian outlet. Turns out, it wasn't just a mystery injury or Brendan resting him for no reason. He actually got married over the summer. Congrats to the lad. So Jesse Marsh, the Canada gaffer, gave him permission to miss the first Gold Cup match against Honduras, which is where Luis Palma's lot were playing. So that cleared up why Alistair missed that one. He basically had around a month off between the Scottish Cup final and this summer's international duties, which when you think about it, was sorely needed. It's mad when you look at how much football this guy's played since he joined Celtic. Over 110 games in just a couple of years. Really. He's gone from the World Cup in late 2022 to Copa America last summer. Now the Gold Cup again, and there's another World Cup coming up next year. It's like he's turned into a year-round footballer, never really getting a proper break. I even checked back through his appearances, and it's wild how consistent he's been. In the Champions League last season, he featured in nearly every minute. I think he only came off at halftime in the Zagreb match, missed a couple of friendlies for Canada. But that's expected. In the league, he was an ever-present, barely missed a match except for a few games over Christmas, and that we spell ahead of the Cup final. When he was carrying a knock, it's that kind of reliability that makes him so valuable. But it's not just on the pitch where Johnston's been dealing with pressure. He opened up in the interview about what it's like living in Glasgow as a Celtic player. At first, he loved it, was taking everything in, meeting fans, enjoying the buzz, but after 6 months, it started to wear on him. Said it was getting heavy, constant attention, always having to be on, you can imagine. Walking about and always being watched, always recognizable. Eventually, it started to impact his performances. He said he felt overwhelmed, like he couldn't really relax. So what did he do? He spoke to a sports psychologist, made some lifestyle changes, moved out of his flat in the West End and got a house with more privacy, needed that mental reset. And it's the kind of thing you don't really think about as a fan. You just see the player on the pitch and expect them to be at their best. But they're human, and Johnston's honesty in the interview really showed that side. He also touched on how important mindset is at Celtic. Said something that really stuck with me: it's never as bad as it seems, and it's never as good as it seems. That steady head. He spoke about keeping the chest puffed out, even when things are tough, because opponents notice that. Even when we played Bayern Munich, he said their players walked about like they owned the place, and it had an effect. So now, Johnston wants to bring that same energy to Celtic project confidence, no matter what, because most weeks in Scotland, we're the favorites, and it's up to us to act like it. Switching now to something else that just got confirmed: Sean Maloney is back at Celtic, but this time in a new role. He's been named the professional player pathway manager. Basically, he's going to be working closely with Paul Tisdale, Brendan Rodgers, Chris McCart, and the youth coaches. The idea is to help more academy lads break through to the first team, and I've got to say, it's a great move by the club. Maloney's been there and done it, both as a player and as a coach. He knows what it takes. He's got connections across the board, played under Rodgers before, knows the inner workings of the club, and clearly cares about bringing talent through. We've not been great in that department lately, so it feels like the club's really putting a foot forward here. What I'd love to see, though, is a bit more openness about this. How good would it be to get a full interview on Celtic TV with Sean Maloney? Maybe alongside Tisdale, just laying out what they want to do, what the plans are. Doesn't need to be top secret, just a conversation, letting fans in on the vision. Because this is something positive. This is the kind of stuff fans want to see. We're not in a crisis here. We're actually in a great spell as a club. So why not shout about the good stuff instead of keeping everything behind closed doors? Let's get it out there. Build that connection between the team, the club staff, and the support. Imagine what it would do for the academy players to knowing there's a pathway, knowing the fans are backing it. Anyway, speaking of things going on behind the scenes, the club's been pushing Celtic TV ahead of the new season. Looks like most of the preseason matches will be streamed, except for the Newcastle one at Parkhead, which won't be shown live in the UK or Ireland. They're probably trying to pack the stands for that yin, but the rest, including the closed door friendly against Atletico Amadora, we'll get to see that as well. I think it's brilliant. Pre-season's when you want to get a look at the shape of the team, see how the new boys are settling in, check who's looking sharp, and if it's all in one place. Even better, no daft subscriptions, no jumping between platforms, just straight up football. And lastly, it seems like Greg Taylor might be on his way out. Word is, it'll be confirmed in the coming days, possibly Monday. He's been with us for 6 years, so hopefully the club gives him a proper send-off. Would have been nice if it had all been sorted just after the cup final, but hey, these things sometimes drag on a bit. Feels like he's off to somewhere sunny, lucky him. That's where we are now. Some comings, some goings, a new direction, behind the scenes, and a club that's gearing up for another big season. Loads to look forward to. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers swirling around Parkhead have taken on a new intensity this week, with growing murmurs suggesting that Celtic may have pulled off one of the most stunning transfer coups in recent Scottish football memory, according to sources close to the club. The Hoops have reportedly confirmed the sensational signing of Spanish midfield maestro Isco from Real Betis, a player once gracing the hallowed turf of the Santiago Bernabeu and lifting multiple Champions League titles with Real Madrid. Isco's name carries a certain weight, the kind rarely associated with the Scottish Premiership. Now, the chatter on the terraces and across social media is reaching fever pitch. Could this really be happening? While there's been no official unveiling just yet, those in the know insist the deal is all but done. Isco, now 33, had been enjoying a career renaissance at BETIS, orchestrating play from deep and showing flashes of the genius that once made him one of Europe's most sought-after talents. If the rumblings are true, Celtic have managed to convince the Spanish star to trade Seville's son for Glasgow's intensity, a move that would undoubtedly send shockwaves throughout the league. Fans are already daring to dream. Could Isco be the creative spark Celtic have missed since Tom Rodgick's departure? With his vision, technical brilliance, and big game pedigree, he could well be the key to unlocking stubborn defenses both domestically and in Europe. And let's not forget, with Champions League qualifiers on the horizon, his arrival might be perfectly timed. Of course, not everyone's convinced. Some skeptics are questioning whether Isco can adapt to the pace and physicality of Scottish football. Others wonder if this is just paper talk, perhaps a clever ploy by agents or a smokescreen for other negotiations behind the scenes. But those close to the club remain confident something big is brewing in the East End. Until the official word comes through, fans will be refreshing their feeds and keeping their ears to the ground. For now, it's a rumor, but if true, Celtic Park could be welcoming a true Galactico. Hello, fan! Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as IT means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.